So I just wanted to make a video and compare two bikes, very interesting bikes here. So on the far end we have the Husaberg FX450, and it's a really good bike. The power on it is not as crazy as an MX bike. It doesn't come on like wild, although it has like a wild mapping switch. You could throw it on the map 3 and then it'll be pretty nice, but it's not crazy. You can manage it. It's really pleasing to drive, like really pleasing to throw around. The mass centralization with the 70 degrees is phenomenal. Okay, so if I could buy 10 more of these, I would sell every other bike here to buy more Husabergs. You know, it's just like so good. Now, just picked up this guy. It's a 2015 Husqvarna 350 FC. So it's a competition motocross bike, but it's been fitted with a 366 kit. It's basically just a block and a piston change and no machining, no nothing done. So I think it's been remapped, and it's got like a Yoshimura pipe. So I just rode that, and oh my goodness, the bike feels like my YZ125 on steroids. So if you guys know what a YZ would feel like, this is like a YZ kind of bike. It steers, it rotates, it moves, it flexes, it gives you all that like light feeling like a YZ125, but with the hit of a 450. And it doesn't have the engine braking of a 450. It doesn't have the thump feel of the 450, but it pulls like a 450. It doesn't pull like a 250 at all. It doesn't even pull like a 350. It pulls a lot harder down low. The grunt is very good. So this was set up for a 230-pound rider, so I'm gonna put the stock springs in. The suspension is from Factory Connection, and I've set the map switch so I could switch between the stock map and the mild map. And actually the mild map feels very good. The suspension, I dialed it in for my my preference, but I really would like to have that stock springs put back in. I also ordered the coupler that we could use to dial in the throttle position switch, so that you will never have like a flame out. It flamed out on me a couple of times, so I'm gonna do that mod. Apart from that, I'm gonna keep it stock. They've opened the air box out a bit, so that really improves the bottom end grunt, and I don't really think it needs any more bottom end. I have ordered like sprockets, so we're gonna throw in like a 53 instead of the 48, and we're gonna throw a 13 instead of the 14, so it's gonna get really good on the trails. I can't wait to ride it on the trails like ever. Both these bikes, I wish we could take them both. Me and my buddy Alden would ride them back to back and compare notes. So that's what we will do. So if I have to compare these bikes against any other 4-stroke, of course you can't really compare to 2-strokes. To 4-stroke, I think the only bike that might come close here is the XR400, which is uncorked in terms of like how much less deceleration braking you have, because I'm not a big fan of deceleration braking. So the XR and the WR don't do that. They don't have like this big decel braking. I hate that. It gives me a lot of arm pump, having my body thrown back and forth. So now I have a problem, because I really like this Husqvarna. I thought I might sell it next year in the spring, but I don't think I want to. I want to keep this, which means some of these have to go. So most likely the bike that'll go is the WR250F. I like the bike, but you know, the problem is the competition. You know, it's nothing against the WR, but when pitched against something like the fuel injected Husky, there's like it doesn't really stand a lot of chance. So I got to ship that. I might sell the Husqvarna WR250 there. I really love the suspension on it. It's got the high performance suspension. I would say of all the 2-stroke bikes, that is my favorite suspension. So if there is a way I could take those forks and shocks and put on, I don't know, some other bike, I would do it, but I don't think they'll fit, so it's got to go. The KTM 300 would most likely go because I don't know, it's not my kind of bike. It's more like a tractor kind of feels, not as lively as my 200, so that'll most likely go. I'll keep the 200s because they don't sell those anymore. I really want to keep my gas bikes. It has a completely different flavor in terms of the way they ride. So this is the EC 250, and I want to keep the XC. This one's like super racy feeling, just like snap throttle. I'm not a big fan of the XR 650R. I think we don't have those kind of like long desert kind of places here to ride. Maybe I should plate it and do the MCCT trails or something like that. So I don't know about the XR 650R. If I want to do that, I could do it on the XR 400. It's got a street legal bike, so I could plate it and do that. So the Big Red Pig is there because it only has 40 hours. The 350R will be sold hopefully. My buddy will pick this up. The KTM 250, Alden will pick it up. The Royal Enfield, I like it. It's cool, but I don't know if it's gonna have like a long life in this garage. Just doesn't fit in. The XT225 picked up for my buddies to ride. Nobody's riding it, so it might get sold. Yeah, that's the latest. Just wanted to compare mainly these two bikes. They are wild machines. I'm so much in love with the fuel-injected 4-strokes from KTM, especially the 350 class and the 366 big bore kit. It's mind-blowing. Yeah.